In this WeMind anxiety series, I would like to propose, along with specific mindfulness exercises, a powerful cognitive technique that will bring about effects in just a few days of training. And with a little practice, it will give you a very natural and effective control of your thoughts. We call this technique underlining thoughts, as if we were very delicately making a soft mark with a pen under a running thought, or even an emotion. This is a way for us to become aware and to acquire more understanding of what goes on in our minds. The first step will be to identify that emotion or thought in a very calm and unforced way. When we notice that a thought is running away from us, that it is being directed forwards, that it is a thought far from the present, when we perceive that an emotion starts to take over, we will mentally underline it, just saying to ourselves words like thought, fear, emotion, tension, to better define and to highlight what is happening in our minds. To some people, this underlining analogy might seem a little strange. How do I underline a thought? Well, remember that it's just an analogy, a metaphor, for us to understand that we need to call attention to ourselves, that this thought is here. By doing this, we will begin to acquire some insight, to develop an idea of really how our mind works. Of course, the goal is not to chase after every single thought. It would only make our anxiety worse. The idea is simply to call attention to a thought or an emotion that, without realizing it, is taking away our focus, our tranquility, our clarity of thought. Now, as usual, we are going to sit in a comfortable position, with your back well supported, your feet on the floor, and start taking very deep, relaxed breaths. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. Inhaling through the nose and slowly exhaling through the mouth. And when you're ready, gently close your eyes. Focus on your breathing for a few moments, trying to notice how the chest expands as you breathe in and deflates as you breathe out. Expands and deflates. If you like, you can count each of those movements from 1 to 5. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If your breathing feels a little too fast, place your hands on your abdomen and just notice the rhythm. Try to feel every one of the movements, even if you are tense, even if you are anxious. Try to observe how your breathing is working. Even if it's a little accelerated, that's no problem. Or if it happens automatically, without having to control it, without you having to dictate the rhythm. It really isn't necessary to try to modify this rhythm. Just try to observe, notice. Identify any racing thoughts, any memories, any worries or frustrations. Try to start using the underlining technique. Calmly give a name to what is passing through your mind. Thought, concern, fear, emotion, tension. Notice for yourself each of these points of distraction calmly. No need to rush. Then breathe again, keeping your hands on your abdomen, noticing how each movement is automatically dictated by your body. You don't need to control anything at all. At this moment, we are going to start a progression through all the areas of your body, starting with your head and going all the way down to your feet. Let's try to identify each area of tension. In your face, in your neck, in your posture, maybe you can notice your heartbeat, a certain restlessness, a feeling of anxiety spreading through the body. Maybe even some sensation in your arms, some kind of tingling or tension. The important thing is that we will not try to change or to judge these sensations as something bad or negative. We don't need to say if they're good or if they're not good. Just the exercise of becoming aware has enormous power for our mind, for our nervous system. Let's now gently go down from the waist to the feet. And when you identify some negative thought or a fear, let's lightly underline it. For example, it's fear. This is a thought, without any need to judge it as good or bad. And then return to the exercise. Let's now start to identify the environment around you. The physical contact of the floor under your feet. Of the chair supporting your body. Let's try to identify any noise, any sound. The temperature. Let's notice any smells or any breeze. Let's establish contact again with our surroundings. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. How does it feel? Perhaps you notice a little greater clarity, a certain lightness of thought. But don't worry if you still don't feel much improvement. There's no need to be discouraged if this is how you feel. Anxiety makes us want results quickly, but therapy is often just the opposite. It's a kind of training that builds on gentle discipline, a little bit each day, reaping the benefits slowly but surely. Try to take that feeling of calm, that tranquility, to the next activity in your day. So you begin to modify your mind little by little, and to gradually reverse the process of anxiety. See you here tomorrow for day 2 of our WeMind series on anxiety.